WrestleMania 40 is just a few days away, and I can't wait. Neither can many people. But I did discover that sometimes it pays to wait to record your prediction video, at least until after the Go Home Raw. I'll tell you why. These are my WrestleMania 40 predictions, Part 2. Welcome to Silo Voice Wrestling on YouTube and the Silo Voice Wrestling podcast. From Silo Voice Studios in Montreal, I'm Jason C. McLean. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, get notified of upcoming hot takes, simmering takes, maybe a few cold takes, predictions from the world of professional wrestling. Now, this is predictions part 2, not night 2. As I mentioned in the first video, I was originally going to do a night 1 prediction video, just not including the main event tag match, and a night 2 prediction video, just not including Drew and Seth, or Cody and Roman, and then the third video with predicting those 3, because those 3 matches are definitely interconnected. Unfortunately, at the time I started making my first video, the full schedule for the nights was not out yet. So I just kind of randomly divided them. In the first video, I got LA Knight, versus AJ Styles, the 6-woman tag match with Damage Control against Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. I have the U.S. Championship match, and of course, I have the Women's World Title, Becky and Rhea. Yes, go check that out if you haven't already. Here are my predictions. Now, this video I was going to record right after the first one, but I'm glad I waited because, well, I'll tell you why. I'm recording this on Tuesday, the 2nd of April. That's the day after Monday Night Raw. And to find out why I'm glad I waited, let's go into the first prediction. For the Intercontinental Championship, the champion Gunther defending against challenger Sami Zayn. I make it no secret that I am a huge Sami Zayn fan. I'm from Montreal, love the hometown hero. Even though I knew Roman was going to win, I kind of thought he might actually beat Roman. Anyways, I was going to tell you that from my heart, I'm predicting Sami Zayn. From my head, I was predicting Gunther, and then try to logic my way to make my heart and my head align to actually predict Sami winning. But I don't have to do that because I watched Raw last night. Now, why am I saying this has changed anything? Well, Gunther's behaving differently. Yes, there was the whole Coach Gable bit, very much like Rocky. I was expecting that. But the fact that Gunther came out, not only last week to just stand there, that's fine. He's done that before. He came out, attacked Gable backstage, threw Gable out, lured Sami, attacked Sami. That's the kind of desperate heel tactic that Gunther doesn't usually do. Yes, he's a heel, but he's usually just more of sort of the asshole who doesn't actually cheat or doesn't do stuff like this. And if he ever does, he gets Imperium, Vinci, and Kaiser to do it. But no, he did it himself. It shows a certain desperation, or at least a different type of storytelling when it involves Gunther. And I really think they're setting up for something wonderful. And from my head and my heart, I'm predicting Sami Zayn dethrones Gunther, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, and some say the greatest Intercontinental Champion, at WrestleMania. And then he brings that title to the Raw a week after Mania in Montreal, where I'm going to be there. We're all going to go nuts. It's great. The next match is the 6-pack tag team ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. The champions Damian Priest and Finn Balor defending against The New Day, Awesome Truth, A-Town Down Under, New Catch Republic, and DIY. Now, up until Monday, I was 100% certain that the Awesome Truth, The Miz and R-Truth, were going to walk out of WrestleMania undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. Sure, they'll lose it a week or two later, or maybe even the Raw after Mania, but at least they're going to have that moment. However, after Monday Night Raw, I think they might just end up the Raw Tag Team Champions. Why? Because Michael Cole on commentary made a point of making it crystal clear that the match would continue until both sets of tag titles were taken down. Meaning they probably are going to split the tag titles. Now, maybe what they'll do is they'll have R-Truth go up, take one set of belts, forget to take the other, and come down. Who knows? I think they might be splitting it. If they do split it, I still think Awesome Truth are going to get one set, and the other set goes to Theory and Waller. I'm not wild about splitting the tag titles, but it does make sense. There are a lot of tag teams on both brands right now, and they can unify them again later. Just, I think it might make one of the sets seem more like a mid-card title. And I think what they really need are tag teams with tag team names being champions, not two single stars or members of a faction that aren't identified separately as a tag team. For example, we have the Kabuki Warriors. That's fine. They're not going by Damage Control as tag champs. We had the Usos. They weren't going by the Bloodline. But Balor and Priest, the Judgment Day is not a tag team name. It's a faction name. Anyways, so my prediction is Awesome Truth. Unless they split the belts, then it's Awesome Truth and Theory and Waller. And Theory and Waller can pass them back with a New Catch Republic on SmackDown. Now, the next match, Dirty Dominik Mysterio and Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, otherwise known as the LWO versus Legado del Fantasma. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this match. I'll be truthful. The one thing I am 100% sure on is that it's not just going to be these four people getting involved. In fact, all of Legado and all of LWO are going to be involved. I don't think it's going to be as much of an overbooked masterpiece as the Puerto Rico match was, but everyone's going to get involved. Now, as far as who's actually going to win, okay, I had some thinking to do here. I think if Rey Mysterio is actually going to retire, he's near retirement. I think he is going to eventually do the time-honored tradition, go out on his back, and it's going to be his son who beats him. But I don't think that's going to happen this year, and I don't think it's going to happen in the tag match. So that leads me to believe that Rey might actually win, get another pin on Dom, but no, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think Carlito, who's now jealous of Dragon Lee, they were kind of hinting at that, is going to turn and he's going to help Dom pin Rey through cheating. So Dom beating Rey because of interference from Carlito. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's as sure as I've got to be. And this is a prediction video, so that's my prediction. Now, I really had hoped this would be a six-man match, but maybe even a street fight. But of course, it's not going to be that because we have another six-man match that's also a street fight that was just announced. That's, of course, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits with B-Fab in their corner versus the Final Testament. That's Karion Kross, the Authors of Pain, with Scarlett and Paul Ellering in their corner. I am glad I waited to record this video because this match was only announced by Nick Aldis on social media prior to Monday's Raw. And if I had recorded this video before, I would have had to have included this in my third video, which is all the main event matches. And this is definitely not a main event caliber match. I don't even think it's really a WrestleMania caliber match. Now, don't get me wrong. Bobby Lashley is a main event performer and deserves to be at WrestleMania. And I'm glad he's not eliminated from it for the second year in a row. And the Street Profits are great too. In fact, I really wanted them to be in the tag team ladder match. But of course they weren't. When I saw that they weren't, I figured something like this was going to happen because Lashley and Karion Kross alone doesn't really have the kind of heat that's needed. They're getting there maybe, but they don't really have it yet. So I knew that the only way they could do this is with a six-man match. It's probably going to be a wild match. It's probably going to be a fun match. It's probably going to be a short match. And I think they maybe are trying to build Karion Kross, so maybe Kross would win, but I don't think that should happen. I think Bobby Lashley should pin Karion Kross and then maybe move these two factions on to other feuds. Because I don't think this feud really is caught on, at least not to the level they're trying to push it. And I think it's just a way to get Bobby Lashley into WrestleMania and the Street Profits. And, you know, I'm all for that. Now, talk about main event caliber matches. For the WWE Women's Championship, the champion Io Sky defends against the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble match winner and challenger, Bayley. In an earlier video, I picked this match as the match that should main event night one of WrestleMania. The tag match was still a possibility, but the full magnitude of The Rock being involved hadn't been absorbed yet into my brain. So that's why I picked this one. Now, it makes sense that that's the main event, but this is a match with incredible storytelling, incredible long-term storytelling. Now, Bayley is clearly the emotional favorite to win, so she's my emotional pick, but because of that great storytelling, she is the logical choice to win as well, too. Why? Well, Damage Control is definitely going to try and cheat, interfere, but that kind of cheating and interference, Bayley has orchestrated, has taught them how to do it, and has been a part of it for years, so she knows how to counter it. Just look at how she was ready with that pipe there when she knew they were going to turn on her. She's fully prepared to counter that. She has the ambition to win. She has the emotional drive to win. And the Kabuki Warriors aren't defending the tag team titles, so Damage Control will walk out of WrestleMania with some gold regardless, even if Io loses. Now, Io's had a good reign. A lot of the matches involved interference, but that's fine. She's still very strong, very solid in the ring. She's won some matches without interference. She almost became the champion on her own against Bianca Belair without having to use Money in the Bank, but it just makes sense that logically Bayley should win, and I want Bayley to win. This is Bayley's time to win. Bayley is my pick to dethrone Io Sky and possibly fight a few more matches with her, maybe lose it back to her at some point. I don't know, but at WrestleMania, Bayley is my pick to walk away as the WWE Women's Champion. So that's part 2 of my WrestleMania 40 picks. So what do you think of my predictions? Do you agree with all of them? None of them? Some of them? Let me know in the comments. Of course, please try and only comment on the predictions I made in this video. Make sure you check out the first predictions video if you haven't already. Doesn't really matter what order you watch them in. And coming soon, my third predictions video where I try to predict the unpredictable. The 3 main events, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, and of course the Night 1 tag match, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And of course, all of those 3 form one story. That's why I'm predicting them together, and that's my next video. Make sure you follow at Silo Wrestling on X, at SVS Reviews on Instagram and Facebook, at Jason C. McLean on X and Instagram. And of course, make sure you like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. For Silo Voice Studios in Montreal, I'm Jason C. McLean. I'll catch you next time.